everyone, Ms. Marsh here. Today we are going to start talking about the three regions of North Carolina. And as you can see, I have a little information sheet here that we are looking at. So, let's start with a brief review about absolute and relative location. We've done this earlier in the year, but as a quick reminder, absolute location is the specific coordinates of a map using longitude and latitude. Absolute location describes objects' location relative to Earth. And relative location a location can be relative, such as north, south, east, west, next door, nearby, and a short drive. Or it could be in the same general location as another location. An example would be next to the post office, or next to the Walmart, or next to the Target. So we're giving a relative location. We're not giving, when we give relative location, we're not giving an absolute exact location. So, what are our three regions of North Carolina? So we have our mountain region, the Piedmont, and the coastal plains. And as you can see, my map right here is labeled. We have the mountains over here. We have the Piedmont, and this is where we live. We live in the Piedmont. And we have the coastal plains, which is down towards the beach. So, the Appalachian Mountains are the largest range in the eastern United States, and these mountains actually stretch from Canada to northern Alabama. The Piedmont Plateau is characterized by hilly, rolling land, and it borders the coastal plain. This area also includes a broad, flat area of high land. Again, this is where we live. And the coastal plain is low, flat to gently sloping land that extends along the Atlantic Ocean and the Gulf of Mexico. Much of the southeast lies within the coastal plain. So again, you can see coastal plains is over here. This area, typically when I think of it, I always think of the beach because we can see along the coast. But again, this whole area is our coastal plains. So in North Carolina, we are in the southeast region of the United States. You might remember that from where we did regions of the U.S. earlier this year. And again, within North Carolina, we do have the three regions. We have the plains, the coastal plains, the Piedmont Plateau, and the Appalachian Mountains. And each one of these has distinct features that give them personality and kind of distinguish them from other places. All right? So, looking down here, we have three landforms of North Carolina make up three major geographic regions: the coastal plain, the Piedmont, and the mountains. And our definition for region, you might want to pause this video and write this definition in your social studies section of your notebook. So a region is an area that is defined by certain similar characteristics. Those unifying or similar characteristics can be physical, natural, human, or cultural. So again, here's our definition for region, and you are probably going to want to pause this video and take a minute and write this definition down in your social studies section of your notebook. So over here, if we're looking at a picture of the state, we can see this dark part right here would be our mountain region. In the middle right here, it's a little bit lighter color, is our Piedmont region. And over here on the right side of the state is our coastal plains region. Alright, so what we're going to do today is we're going to continue to work with these three regions and learn a little bit more about these three regions. So, the sheet I'm going to put up next, you actually have on Google Slides under classwork, but I want to talk about it before you go and start working on it. So this is the sheet you're going to see on your slides in your Google Classroom under classwork. And I'm going to talk through this sheet. I'm not going to read it to you, but I am going to talk through it. Alright, so this sheet is going to give us a little bit more information about each region of North Carolina. So we start, and it tells us that we do have three main regions with their own unique characteristics. So we have the coastal plain, the Piedmont, and the mountain region. So this first paragraph up here is about our coastal plains region. And this region is between the Atlantic Ocean and the Piedmont region. The coastal plains is known for huge sand ridges, islands, swampy lowlands, and sounds. Sounds are something that you will see at the beach. There is a sound. We have about 2/3 of the state's threatened or endangered species that make their homes in this region's wetlands. So endangered means that they're at risk of going away, disappearing, and there would be no more of them in existence. So we also learn about the elevation, which goes from sea level to about 500 feet. We can see where the climate is marked by long, hot, and humid summers with lots of rain and mild winters. So when it's humid, that means we can feel the moisture in the air. We feel it a lot during the summer sometimes. And they're not going to have super, super cold winters in the coastal plains. They're going to be more mild. Some major cities in the coastal plains, which you might have even heard of, include Wilmington, Fayetteville, and Jacksonville. So phosphate and industrial sand are important minerals of that region. And the economy is centered around farming, fishing, manufacturing, service industries such as education, touring, and films. Did you know that many TV shows and major movies have been filmed in the coastal plains region? They filmed part of Iron Man 3 there, so that's pretty cool. Alright, so let's look at this next paragraph. We have the Piedmont region, which is again where we live, and it covers a little less than half of our state. And because we live here, we know that it is in the middle of our state, so that means the coastal plain and the mountains are on either side of the Piedmont region. So Piedmont is actually a French word that means foot of the mountain, alright, which accurately describes our flat highland with gently rolling hills that lead up to the mountain region. If you've ever driven up to the mountain region, you will have probably noticed the landscapes. They start off with smaller hills that gradually build into bigger mountains. In our Piedmont region, Charlotte is going to be the largest city. Charlotte is going to be the largest city in both the region and the state. And Raleigh, which is actually our capital, comes in second. Some other major cities that you've probably heard of include Durham, Greensboro, Winston-Salem, and High Point. So, just like the coastal plain region, we in the Piedmont have long, hot summers, and our winters tend to be colder than the coastal plains, and we do get snow occasionally. Our economy includes farming, furniture making, education, banking, government, and technology. And some of the minerals we can find include clay, granite, and crushed stone. Alright? So, and lastly, the mountain region. That is on the western side of North Carolina. The Appalachian Mountains cover this region, and it actually includes the highest peak in the eastern United States, which is Mount Mitchell at 6,684 feet. And in the mountain region, you're going to get a few urban areas in this region, and actually the city of Asheville claims the title of the largest city. So that's pretty cool. The climate or the weather in this region is milder in the summer than the rest of the state. However, in the mountain regions, their winters are going to be a lot colder, and they do get regular snow and ice during the winter. Up in the mountain region, farming is important to that region's economy. Their farmers raise livestock, grow fruits and vegetables. They also have forests, which are essential to the region's economy, with trees being used for Christmas trees or being made into paper products or building supplies. Some other industries include textiles, food products, plastics, and electronics. Mining of feldspar, mica, kaolin, and quartz is popular as well as digging granite, marble, limestone, and talc from the mountains. So, that's a little bit about each of the three regions. So what you're going to do on your slides in your Google Classroom under classwork is, after this, you will scroll to the next slide and you will actually see this chart with some text boxes that you're going to be able to type in. And you're just going to answer each one of these. So you would probably need to go back to this sheet, which is the first slide, and you're going to need to find the climate for the coastal plains region, the major cities, landforms, minerals, economy, and just something that you find interesting about this region to fill in these boxes for each region of the United States. I hope you have a great rest of your day.